Hi guys, welcome back. So if you're new here, my name is Debbie and I am a money coach. And today I want to have an honest conversation about a topic that keeps coming up with my clients, my potential clients, my friends, anytime I'm talking about money. And that is how psychology is used against you when it comes to money. The way that we think about money and the way that we feel about money really affects our spending. It really affects the overall way that we see our money. If you're thinking that you just don't make enough, and that's the mindset that you have, I just don't make enough, I don't have enough, what's going to happen, right? You're going to not have enough. You're going to look at your money and see, I don't have enough to pay my debt. I don't have enough to meet my savings goals. I don't have enough to meet my needs. But if you start thinking of money from more of a positive perspective, it can really change everything because it all starts here and it goes here. The way you feel about money. Credit card companies are using psychology against you every single day. I've covered in my videos in the past, pretty recently, leading up to my masterclass last month, about how they are using psychology against you. Perfect example. They're not letting you know that they're raising your interest rates. And I have videos on this topic and I will link them at the end. But they no longer have to let you know that they're raising your interest rates. They can just do it. It's part of the agreement that you have in using their service. But when I say raising, I'm not talking about 2 or 3%. I'm talking they're raising it from 4.9 I've seen to 26% interest. And that client alone was going to pay an additional $10,000 in interest alone on a $13,000 card balance if she wasn't working with me. And instead, she's going to be debt-free by Christmas, literally in a month from now. That's the power of changing the way you think and feel and deal with money. But getting back to the credit cards, credit card companies are raising your interest rates and they're not letting you know. Why? Because they simply want to keep you in debt. It's just a fact. To them, you are just their business. To you, it's a credit card you use. They want to keep you in debt so that they can continue getting payments from you, getting the minimum payments from some people. And what happens then is they're going to keep you for life. That client I just referenced, she was going to make payments for 10 years and she was making above the minimum payments before working with me. She was going to pay them $10,000 in interest alone on a $13,000 balance. That's a car. That's the car I have in my driveway right now. I drive an SUV. That's my car right there. But what they are doing, getting back to the credit cards, is that they are letting you know that they're raising your credit limit. Why would they do that? Because they're so nice? No, they're doing it because now they're making a ton more interest on you without letting you know. And now they want you to think when you open your wallet, that card has an extra $8,000 because they were so nice to raise my credit limit without me asking. Because they want you to use it, because they want you to get further into debt, because they want to have you be in debt for years and years and years to come. Psychology can also work when it comes to the way you deal with money yourself. I've had clients come to me and tell me budgeting doesn't work. I tried it and it doesn't work. And when we dive deep, I find out that the reason why it didn't work isn't because budgeting doesn't work. It's because they approached it from a restrictive place. I always say budget and dieting, right? Because it really does. It's such a great example. Have you ever tried dieting and you restrict calories and you're like, I'm just gonna count my calories. I'm just gonna eat less calories. It's a really restrictive diet, but it works, right? But what happens when you have a cookie? What happens when you go over your friend's house and she offers you a piece of cake, a pastry? You go to a bakery, you get some bread. All of a sudden, one cookie leads to 2 cookies, and next thing you know, your pants don't fit. It's the same way when you're restrictive about money. My approach works with my clients because it's not restrictive, because I come up with a flexible budget. For example, if my client decides to go out to dinner with her husband, she doesn't have to be like, oh gosh, I went over my restaurant budget. I've blown it for the month. No, instead, she went up a little higher on her restaurant budget, but she's not gonna, for example, buy clothes that month, right? And what happens? Everything balances out. Flexibility is key when you're starting to budget, because by you restricting yourself, just like with that diet, you're just going to blow it. And unfortunately, it's not that your pants don't fit when it comes to money. It's the fact that now you're going to be frustrated with yourself. You're going to be disappointed with yourself because you just tried budgeting for the first time. It didn't work. It blew up. And then what happens? You're going to go backwards. You're like, oh, it just doesn't work. I'm just not going to try. And what happens then? You get further into debt. If you're living above your means, now you're spending more money than you're making. Again, getting further into debt. Everything starts with the way you think and feel about money, but psychology goes hand in hand. So how do you get started? One thing I tell you is track your expenses for an entire month, because when you have an overview of where your money's going, then you can start seeing what sabotaging money habits do you have that are taking chunks of your income that you never knew. For example, ATM fees. I see that a lot with my clients. They don't go to their ATM, they go to another bank's ATM, and they're being charged between $10 and $13 per transaction. Could you imagine if you just took out $20? That $20 just cost you $32, $33. That's a sabotaging money habit that you don't know that's happening. It's taking a piece of your income. Fast food, coffees, eating out. I'm not saying don't do it, because that's too restrictive, but that might be habits that you have that you think you're spending $20, $30, $40, and you might be spending hundreds of dollars on. That's why it's key to, if you want to start taking control of your money, you need to know what's happening. You need to track your expenses for an entire month. Even if it's a dollar lottery ticket, track it. And at least that will start making you feel as though you can handle your finances. Now you know where your money's going. And that's the first step. If you're feeling this way and you want my help, reach out, book a strategy call. The link to book your call is down below. Let's have an honest conversation about what's going on with your money, and to see if my money coaching can help you be debt-free, have a flexible budget, have a plan in place where your mind and your heart are aligned with your spending and with your finances. And that's how you pay off debt quickly and reach your savings goals, and finally stop being stressed about money and start being excited about it. So if you want to book your call, links down below. I hope this message touched your heart and lets you see how by just changing the way you think and feel about money, it can really cause such a ripple effect throughout your finances. If you guys enjoyed this video, please click the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and to click on that bell, and I will see you next week with another video. Talk to you soon.